What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we're here today with a very special presentation. It's pretty awesome when, you create a YouTube channel and you think that, you're going to expand your community and your horizons a little bit. And part of the community that I've been lucky to kind of create with this is kind of international. And one of my favorite people in the modeling business, and for probably a lot of you guys as well, Mike Lane does amazing work. And so this month, I have a very special gift from Mike Lane today. I've already kind of taken a peek look inside. I couldn't wait. It's been a couple of days now. But I'm here today. We have inside this box is the Test Circuit Pro. Now, this has been out for a little bit. It was so popular that Mike actually sold out of stock of this, and it freaking amazing. Like with this tool that I'm about to show you, we're gonna unbox it. I'm gonna review it. We're gonna test it. What this little box is capable of doing is basically allowing for the Partwork modeler to be able to test all their equipment and check to see if everything is working. Now, you can use a multimeter for this. You can use other tools, but this is all encompassing and thought well through by Mike and his team to put together a device that will allow you to test motors, speakers, LEDs, batteries, switches, battery packs, you name it. We'll be able to test it with this device. And there's a special little goodie in there as well, and one that I'm really looking forward to kind of talking about because I need to get my head around that. And Mike, if you're watching, and I know you're watching, let's talk about this. I am super curious about it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get our box opened up. And one of my favorite things is is when Mike sends you anything from his shop. You get this little sticker, a little box of Epic. I love it. I love it so much. All right. Like I said, I have opened this. I did take a look. My kitten ate a couple of the packing peanuts. Didn't quite chew them all the way, but they do things. Let me tell you, they turn into little slimy, little globules. But here it is. All right. So inside we have I love this card that he always sends. Thanks. Your support means everything. I have a bunch of these. I'm a nerd that kind of holds on to all these things, and I really do love the fact that he includes that along. So the first thing that we're going to see on top here, I got both of them kind of sitting off to the side. And I did already eat the candy. I can't help myself. I'm a big boy. Well, there it is. So this is a Broadlink universal remote. Now, I am not going to be reviewing this today. I need to get my head around it. So once again, Mike, I was talking with Todd a little bit, and he kind of let me know what the thought is behind this. And I'm super curious to get your thoughts on this. So definitely, let's do a little bit of chatting. And once again, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Telford this year. It's going to be a blast. So thank you, Mike, again. So this is a universal remote, and this connects into your Wi-Fi, and it basically hooks into Wi-Fi and the RF band, which is what all of our models come through. So like, be it KITT, like I'm working on, or Back to the Future DeLorean, or any one of the other models that are out there that Mike has created a remote control for. This will be a central hub, and if I'm not mistaken, this will be a central hub to where you'll be able to control all your models not only through the remote, but through one central piece. So say you're on your phone, you want to do a display and show everyone all your models powering up at the same time, you'll be able to do this through here. So more to come on the Broadlink Universal Remote, as I need to kind of get my head around all this. And like I said, Mike, let's chat. I'm super curious. You're doing things, man, and I think that you are revolutionizing the model world with what you're thinking about how the modern electronics and how like Wi-Fi and how we can connect all of our models and just make them just that much better. Like, these are expensive models, right? We're spending, $1,500 to $2,500 on each one of these models, these Partwork models, and why not have them be technologically sound as well? I love what you're thinking, Mike. This is fantastic. All right, before we get to the Test Circuit Pro, there was also a USB-C cable, which he does provide, and these are the nice braided ones. and we're going to be using it as the power source for this. Now, finally, we have our Test Circuit Pro. Test before you build. Now, I'm going to be using this all the time. Now, I'm a firm believer that the right tools for the right job, right? You're never going to be as good as the tools that help you be, right? If that makes any sense. I've always been a firm believer that if you have the right tools to do the thing, no matter what that thing is, if you have the correct tools, you'll be able to do that thing better than trying to figure it out without. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited about having this, and one of the reasons I'm very grateful, because this is one of those tools that I know that I'm going to be using all the time, be it for the Enterprise D, the Millennium Falcon kit, or whatever's coming next, as I'm kind of coming to the end of both the Millennium Falcon and the Enterprise and getting close to getting ready for something else. And so I'm going to be using this all the time. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and get my USB-C all ready to go so that we're not having to sit here and wait for me to do things. All right, there we go. And let's go ahead and get our package opened up. So refer to the online manual, which I currently have set up on my other screen over here. And I've also got I got Mike's website open because of course I do. And I'm going to be kind of looking at, the instructions here and once again, trying to get an idea of what's going on. So, and I do have a bunch of things. So we'll talk about it here in a second, but I have a battery box. I have an LED from the Enterprise D, along with some, and then in the battery box, I got triple A's and I have a double A we can test. I have a speaker that we can test. So I don't have a motor, unfortunately. I don't have a motor that we can test, but we'll be able to test every other function on this. We'll be able to use the switch from the battery box. It's going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and get our package opened up here. Mike does a fantastic job of his packaging. I really love the yellow. I love the text. I love everything that it stands out so much, and I love the packaging. The packaging is so well thought through and taken care of. And would you believe he sends you along some little connection pieces? Oh, Mike, you think of everything, man. There are different JST connectors in here to take. Oh, I didn't have to really worry about that. So these are adapters. I had to actually open a package for my LED. Where is it? Right here. I had to open stage 73 of the Enterprise to find a 2-pin JST down here at the bottom. So there are adapters here that we can use. Super cool. Very excellent. Well thought through, Mike. You and your team do a fantastic job. All right. So here is the Test Circuit Pro itself. Let's go ahead and get it opened. And I'm going to be very careful about that. I'm going to use a pair of scissors. And let's grab this out. Oh, wow. I got to say, upon first inspection, so it has electrostatic discharge safe. That's great to know for electronics. It does have the feet that prevent it from, doesn't prevent it, but keeps it from sliding around very easily. That looks really good. Yeah, that feels nice too. Nice job, Mike. All right. So here is the board itself. So you got the power in at the top, so that's where we're going to be plugging the USB-C. There's the power switch. Here are some, looks like there's a LED there. And then we have our LED tester. And we have a couple different style of JST connectors here. And you can also switch the polarity from normal to reversed if you happen to be running a reverse polarity item. We have our speaker tester. So we have our button here. They're little buttons. They're very cool. Our motor tester. And that's going to be a JST Micro and then a JST ZH. Huh, interesting. Very cool. Then our switch tester. We have the Micro and then the ZH as well. We have our double A and triple A battery tester, and that's where we're going to start testing because I can't help myself. And then we have our battery box tester. So you'll be able to select Oh, where is it? Oh, wow. So you're selecting your voltage. So otherwise there's 3 volts, 4, wow, 9 volts. This is super cool. So you'll be able to switch and go through. So there are 4 positions. So 2, 3, 4, and 6 batteries. Very cool. And then our little buttons down below. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this plugged in. And the curse of the workbench that is too full of things. I don't have an open connection here for a USB-C, so I'm going to go ahead and use just a standard USB-C right here. We're going to go ahead and plug this in. And let's go ahead and turn it on. Our power indicator tells us that we're working. Very cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and start with the low-hanging fruit, so to say. And let's go ahead and test our AA battery. So when I press this, we get a little indicator there in the top right. That battery happens to be full, which I know for a fact because I pulled it out of the package. Very cool. Wow. All right. I know it's just a battery tester, but that's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and grab one of our AAAs. And this battery box actually is coming from kit that was replaced with the Mike Lane whole mod, the whole ultimate dashboard, the ultimate kit for kit. And I can't wait to start building kit again, as the usual delays, but I can't wait for that day when I can finally start getting all of Mike's stuff put in place. So, and that one, actually, I'm kind of surprised as well, is also full. So there is our battery tester. Very cool. So I guess the thing to do next then, let's go ahead and test the battery box, shall we? All right, real quick. This is Editor Jordan coming through, and during the testing phase of the battery box that I was using, which is ironically the kit battery box, for some reason or another, when I was plugging it in, I wasn't getting a reaction out of the box, and I was like, or out of the test circuit, and I'm like, that must be just because it's not, there's nothing wrong. And I've been thinking about it for a little while, and that didn't seem right to me, so let's go ahead and actually test a battery box. And here's the infamous battery box from the Enterprise. You guys might be familiar with these. This connection up here at the top is kind of infamous for being pretty bad. And so if you want to test this beforehand, you were going to set the dial here. So we have 4 different voltage settings. So we have 3 volts, 4.5 volts, 6 volts, and 9 volts. And then you have your switch selection here. And it will test up to 6 batteries. And we're going to go ahead and slide this over to 4.5 volts, as this is a 4.5 volt. We have 3 AAA batteries, so 4.5 volts. And we're going to go ahead and plug this into the micro JST connector. And if everything works out the way it's supposed to, this should turn green, or several lights up and turn green, just like we have on the battery indicator over here. So let's go ahead and get this plugged in. And there we go. I was like, when I was testing it and I was going through and recording, I'm like, or editing, I was like, that doesn't seem right. So I wanted to try it with a proper battery box here from the Enterprise. And there is your battery box tester tested. You can also use the other alternate JST connection as well, or use one of the adapters if you don't have this size in there. So there it is. Just wanted to pop in and give a proper test of the battery box tester before moving on to the next phase. I didn't feel right just kind of leaving that the way it was. So enjoy the rest of the video. All right, so let's go ahead and test. Oh, that is freaking cool. Let's go ahead and test a speaker, shall we? So we do have, I don't know if I have the right speaker set up here. I might have an adapter piece here, which I do. Mike, you've thought of everything. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and hook this up. And then let's press it. Oh my God. Let's do that one more time. Very cool, Mike. You guys have thought of everything. I love it. I love the fact that there is this adapter um, for the different styles of JSTs. That is very cool. Get that one disconnected. And these are just random Arduino speakers. Okay. That one's all taken care of. Now let's see what other types. So we have a 4. So let's go ahead and test 2 different types of LEDs here. I've got a bunch of the Enterprise D LEDs extra here. Let's go ahead and grab one of our 4-prongers. Get that connected into the adapter. Very cool. Let's go ahead and go into the micro, make sure our polarity is correct. And, oh, reverse polarity. And there we go. Wow. That is freaking sweet, man. And the cool thing about the Test Pro, the Test Circuit Pro, is that it automatically detects the forward voltage needed and adjusts based on what the LED you put in place. And then finally, let's go ahead and test. This has been really cool. And then there is just a patch cable here as well. The final little connector looks like a longer micro JST. Let's go ahead and just plug this one straight into the socket. And make sure to put it back in its package after it's all said and done. But there's that as well. Wow. Very cool. So there it is. The Test Circuit Pro from Mike Lane. And we have the universal remote, which I will do an independent review on later on after I've kind of gotten my head around it. And after Kit is built a little bit so that I can actually show you guys what it is. But there it is, my friends. The Test Circuit Pro from Mike Lane. Mike Lane, building models. I do have to say, Mike, this is a fantastic tool. It doesn't take up much space, fits in the palm of my hand. I'll be able to leave this up here on the bench and kind of have it ready for me whenever I need it. And I do have to say that this is a well thought through and very ingenious kind of tool to basically create a way of testing everything that we need to for a part work model, because there's a lot of times where like you got to get this random weird battery box out that they provide with the model and it doesn't quite work right, and it's all just kind of weird, right? And so in this sense, I really like the fact that the tool is here for us to be able to plug in through all the various different JST connectors that have been provided. Basically anything that you would find in a part work model, and be able to test it here all in one place. And you have to stop kind of fiddling around with weird test boards and all of the rest. And so, man, Mike, I gotta say, high quality product. I cannot recommend this enough for anybody who builds models really in general, because there's lots of different things. If you're doing any sort of work with electronics, you can use this for testing your LEDs. You just got to make sure to hook them up to a JST connector, which I always recommend. Using proper connectors is a fantastic way of ensuring that your model is modular in some way and it can be replaced. It's like certain electronics can be replaced. And then, of course, for the part work modeler themselves, this is going to be a fantastic tool for you for your builds. And I do recommend keeping it at your bench at all times. It's one of those tools, like I said, the right tool for the job. And then I think that that is exactly what this is. So that's what I got for you today. Mike and team, thank you so much for the hard work. This is a fantastic idea and one I can't wait to employ on everyday use. And so that's what I got for you today. And I just want to say thank you. If you want to check out Mike Lane and all of his stuff, check out mikelane.com. I'll go ahead and throw that right here. Check out mikelane.com. And if you're a part work builder, you should definitely check out his stuff, as if you're building it, he's already thought about it. So So I got it for you today, and I just want to say thank you. I know there was a million things y'all could have done today. Instead, you spent a couple minutes with me watching me gush over the Test Circuit Pro, and I think that's pretty damn cool. Guys, have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world where we happen to be. And just remember that this is the way.